welcome back to another video. So I'm about to get ready for work in a few, but I wanted to talk about these so-called red skies that are taking place in New York. What I hear, a lot of speculation, or people are saying that these are wildfires. You know, the smoke is what's giving the sky a reddish tint, right? And I want to share some information on my personal perspective. So basically, Kalai Amun-Ra on YouTube, for those who don't know, he talks about red iron oxide dust, which I don't fully understand what it is. I have a good idea, right? And I can share that, and I can share some, different some different visuals in my mind that I can share to y'all. So basically, like I said before, I believe that we are in a dome, well, basically Earth itself is a dome, or it's like a womb. Earth is a natural womb that we're in, and we're in it, and we're growing. We're growing to be stronger souls. This is a place for souls to train and grow. So when you die, your soul goes to a higher dimension. This is one of the lower dimensions. At least that's how I view it, right? Based off all the information that I've came in contact with, right? In plenty of movies, they've shown where the sky has cracked open. How does the sky crack open? First of all, Earth is already a dome, but these beings, they put up all these towers. They deactivated the natural towers, the huge trees, which were the Wi-Fi network that we had access to, the pyramids. They deactivated all of that stuff. They lowered the vibration of the planet, and they put up their towers, their artificial towers, such as what they tell us are phone towers, and all of these other satellites and stuff like that. They put up all that stuff to create a dome within the natural dome. You see what I'm saying? Now, them lowering our vibration, them suppressing our lack of awareness, us going to a deep slumber, right? That lowered Earth's vibration even more. Now, what I see taking place now, I guess, is that more people are waking up from the illusion, and in turn, that causes their dome to crack. That causes their illusion to fail. They even showed this on WandaVision. Y'all gotta watch one of the, I forgot what episode, but they showed where the spell had broken and people started snapping out of the spell. There was like, I know it was one guy, he was like, what am I doing here? They was all in the middle of the city, and the spell had broken because Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, she was a witch, a spellcaster, a magician. She was able to put an illusion over the people, and she decided to let it go for whatever reason. I can't remember in the episode, but the illusion had broke, and the people were able to have their minds back because she had control of their minds. They was going to work and stuff like that, so she let it all go. But anyway, picture it like this: the air within this artificial dome that we were breathing was polluted, right? Now that their dome is cracking, the natural air that we were supposed to be breathing in the first place is coming through. Being that we've been under their spell for so long, we've been breathing their polluted air for so long that we've adapted to that air. Now that the red iron oxide dust is seeping through the cracks of the artificial dome, people are dropping dead because they can't adapt to the natural air that we were supposed to be breathing in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Now that's just my speculation. Now Big Bayday, him and one of the many other people that are speaking about this, he has provided information talking about how this red sky is basically dust that's created by Bill Gates and other his colleagues that he works with. Based off that information given, I mean, it's probably true, you know. How I see it, okay, it's many ways that I can look at it, because one, it can be what I just said in the just a few seconds ago. It can be that, or it can be Bill Gates them releasing dust or whatever nanotechnology to block the natural air that's seeping through. Basically patch their hole. They're trying to hold them to their system as much as possible, and they're losing grip. So they have to do all they can to keep that hole or holes patched up. I can see that holes are popping up all over their dome, and they have to find those holes like a mission that I had to do in Spider-Man. I had to patch up the holes with the web, you know, the pipes that were bursting in New York City. Ironically, it was a mission where the pipes were popping, exploding due to an explosion or whatever, and I had to swing through and patch up the holes with the web, and that's what they're doing. I believe they're patching up the holes using artificial nanotechnology. But they have to know where they are. Earth is big. You know, it's just my speculation. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they're probably doing. They're patching up the holes so the real air doesn't get inside the dome, so we can go back to breathing the air that we're supposed to be breathing. Because Earth was clean at first. Why would Mother Nature, poison the natural beings of this planet in the first place? What's broke doesn't need to be fixed. I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. They came and broke us, and now they trying to fix it. But they not really trying to fix it. They just trying to create more problems so we come to them for more solutions. So yeah, I don't know what's taking place, honestly. I just have many speculations on what's taking place. Also, a third point of view is basically like this. The red skies that's happening is actual change in the atmosphere, and they are taking credit for it, saying that it's wildfires, but it's really red iron oxide dust. Basically, I guess, according to Kalai, if I'm not mistaken, he's saying that this red iron oxide dust is cleansing the planet. It's Mother Nature's way of cleansing the polluted air. I don't know how true that is. I mean, we wouldn't know because we've been under a spell for so long. We don't know what real air looks like. For the most part, it's just like drinking this clear water that we drink, like the sink water. You see that it's clear, but that doesn't mean that it's clean. You know, so that's all we know to say that it's clean. Like, we can go outside, see that everything's clear. It looks like a clear sky. You can think that it's clean, but that doesn't mean that it's clean. So that's just one of many of my perspectives of the situation at hand, you know, that's taking place in New York. I don't know if it's gonna spread all over or what. If it does, and these beings are the cause of this phenomenon, like the photo, like the photo that I just posted in my community section, in regards to the woman with the virtual glasses, they just came out, according to Big Beta, which I'm not surprised. They been had this technology out, the virtual reality glasses. All of that stuff is, they even had that in the movie Upgrade. I talked about that before in one of many of my videos. They want to give us a virtual world to run to when their outside world crashes. You know, they want us to stay inside and stuff like that, have us, you know, watched and stuff like that. Pretty much like the episode Black Mirror, where that black dude, the main character who played on Get Out, the dark skinned dude, he was on this episode on Black Mirror where they had these people in cages every day, and it was basically a virtual experience or whatever. Like, they had to stay in a building or a cube, aka a house, to you know, be watched and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I have for right now. I guess we'll see what further takes place as this matrix continues. But yeah, that's kind of scary if we've allowed these beings to take control of every resource on the planet. And just think about it, like, because my main concern is having access to water. You know, I would not like for the water companies to shut down, because that's really all we need. All we need is food, water, and shelter. Everything else is an illusion. And that's what they trying to keep us indulged into. You know, all these illusions and stuff like that. You know, all I care about is food, water, and shelter. I would like, I know it's not healthy to be drinking like cold water, but I know that'll be one thing that I'll probably miss. You know, because I know we're supposed to be drinking like room temperature water. It's more healthier, more beneficial to the body versus cold water. You know, that's just a side note. Cause I know when I be hot coming in from outside working on the yard or something like that, I want to drink some cold water. That's what I'm used to. That's what I'm programmed to like, cold water. So that's one thing I wouldn't mind staying in this matrix, cold water or whatever, to drink. But I was just thinking, like, it's scary up to the fact where if they were to create another lockdown, we comply, because these beings are messing with the air, trying to keep us inside, right? If they got control of the air, the food, the water, the land, what else can we do? Can't do nothing else but die, or comply with the new so-called New World Order, New World Reset, by putting us into a recession. And recession is basically recess, or a reset, or a rest. Power down, rest, and then you wake back up, reset. You see what I'm saying? So that's a scary feeling. Cause I mean, the least you can be able to do is walk into a store to get some water. Now we can't do that. Like, wow. You know, they already got control of the rivers and the lands. I mean, the rivers and the streams and stuff like that. I mean, well, not really, to an extent, I guess. But like example, you can't just walk on nobody's private property and try to collect some water, you know, without leaving with multiple holes in your back like SpongeBob, because somebody be done shot you up and you just trying to get some water. But because you're on their private property, they felt that you were an enemy. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I'm just speaking my mind or whatever, however it comes out. So yeah, it's crazy. Red iron oxide dust. Oh yeah, that before I leave, that also brings me to another point. You know, this was kind of years ago, I guess, 1 or 2 years, maybe earlier, where I saw that they were basically selling air. And I think they've been doing this anyway in places like China. The air being heavily polluted, and they had came to a point where they started selling air in a can, and you would have to purchase it. So just imagine if they were to these beings were able to unnaturally control the air, make it to where it was unbreathable, and we have no other choice but to either wheeze out and die, or we buy their air by complying with the, you know, the RFID chip, which is again stands for radiant frequency identification. The RFID. I had even seen that on my clock in machine at work. I had clocked in, I clicked a different button than I normally clicked, and then I had saw RFID chip up there, and I was like, wow. So basically they're basically priming us for that moment, because they already got us used to it, the facial recognition, because that's what we have now. Y'all don't understand. The warehouse that I was working on, bro, we used to have clock in cards to swipe. Now we don't even have to have nothing in our hand. We just use our face. We look into the screen, into the red lasers, and then we clock in. Tell me that's not priming us for what's to come. And we're not in no suburbs, no suburban area. You know, definitely not the best area to be in, you know. So the fact that they got all this technology coming, even in the more so I ain't gonna say ghetto, but less attentive areas, you know, by the city or whatever. The fact that they got high tech like that being pushed on us, like, wow, you already know what's coming next. Get us used to the facial recognition, and now you got the RFID chip planted inside of you, but they got to get us ready for that. They got to get us acclimated to that, to a point where we feel we need that. So I don't know. That's all I have for now. I'm about to get ready. I'll be in my community section posting whatever, some photos or some visuals, if I come up with some ideas or something that I want to share. So yeah, that's all I have. Appreciate y'all for listening. Peace. That's all I have.